President Xi gave Trump a tour of a private garden in Beijing. It's hundreds of years old. And this is the question Trump asked the translator to ask.
Other from other countries, presidents and prime ministers, does he bring them?
在其他的国家来的元首啊、总统啊，或者是总理什么的，您作为国家主席，也都会到这边来接待他们吗？
很少，从来没有。
No, Mr. President, we don't bring any of the other leaders here. Just you. You're the only girl for me, okay?
That garden is 600 years old. It was built during the Ming Dynasty before America existed as a concept. Xi Jinping walked Trump through it and told him he was the only world leader special enough to see it. Trump believed him. This is the same technique a con man uses at a dealership. You're my best customer. I don't do this for everyone, man, just for you. And the mark walks out with the payment he can't afford, feeling like the luckiest person in the room, right? Xi has a 37% approval rating to deal with, an unpopular war to fuse, a global coalition building against China's trade practices. He needed something from Trump, so he took him to the garden, told him he was special, and watched Trump's entire negotiating position dissolve on a stone pathway built 6 centuries before the first American president was born. There were no major deals made on this trip, no agreements, no deliverables. He got the photo, Trump got the garden tour. Kimmel called it, Xi played Trump like Buffalo Warriors, and if you watched the last week's video, you know exactly what that means.
But I say about him that if you went to Hollywood and you looked for a leader of China to play a role in a movie,
central casting.
He's central casting. You couldn't find a guy like him. Even his physical features, you know, he's tall, very tall, and especially for this country because they tend to be a little bit shorter.
Is there anything else that you learned other than that he's tall?
Central casting, he's tall. Those are the diplomatic insights the President of the United States brought home from a summit with the world's second largest economy. Not the $480 billion trade imbalance, not Taiwan, not the Uyghur detention camps, not China still buying Iranian oil while Trump considers lifting sanctions, not the 200 Boeing jets that neither Boeing nor China has confirmed exists. He came home with Xi is tall and looks like a movie star. There are 535 members of Congress, 15 cabinet secretaries, a national security apparatus with 200,000 employees, and the man coordinating all of it just told the American people that the Chinese president photographs well. This is not a joke about Trump's intelligence. This is a clinical observation about what happens when a man who has spent his entire life judging things by how they look on television is handed the foreign policy of a superpower. She knew exactly who he was dealing with. That is why there was a red carpet and women waving American flags at the airport. That is why there is a private garden. That is why she told him he was the only one. You give that man a parrot, Kimmel said, and he'll give you anything you want.
And then the president got back to the very serious business of posting crazy things. The Ayatollah reposted a bunch of slop. I still don't know if he understands that it isn't real or not. He posted an image of himself walking with a handcuffed extraterrestrial. Why, we don't know. All we know for sure is that the alien appears to be doing CrossFit. He's in very good shape. Senator Mike Lee, another Trump zombie from Utah, reposted that photo and wrote, "Not sure what this means, but I'm here for it." So, I'll tell you what it means, Mike. It means the guy with the nuclear codes is out of his goddamn mind.
The man with the nuclear codes posted a photo of himself walking a handcuffed alien on a leash. A United States senator looked at the image and wrote, "Not sure what that means, but I'm here for it." Senator Mike Lee represents 3.4 million people in Utah. He was a law degree from Harvard. He clerked for a federal judge and a Supreme Court justice. He has been in the Senate since 2011, and his response to the President of the United States posting science fiction propaganda on social media during an act of war is, "I'm here for it." This is not partisan. This is not left or right. This is the Senator of the United States publicly announcing that he has suspended his critical faculties in exchange for proximity to power. The alien in the photo appears to be good in physical shape, better shape than the democracy it's handcuffed next to.
Trump has now played golf on 111 of his first 400 484 days in office. The same man who back in 2014 tweeted, "Can you believe that with all of the problems and difficulties facing the U.S., President Obama spent the day playing golf? Worse than Carter, has now golfed more than 22% of his second term." And we know this from a website called didtrumpgolftoday.com. This is a real website.
111 days of golf out of 484. That is the 22% of his presidency. In the same period, gas prices are up 52%. 13 soldiers came home in caskets from a war that cost over $1 trillion and still has no defined objective or exit strategy. The Federal Reserve has warned that inflation is reaccelerating. The credit rating agency Moody's downgraded US government debt for the first time in history. He golfed 111 days.
Our hantavirus response is being led by the Assistant Secretary for Health, Dr. Brian Christine, who is a former penile implant specialist. And if that's not a face that says, "I'm not just a penile implant specialist, I'm also a client," I have never seen that. CNN described Dr. Christine as a right-wing conspiracy theorist with very little public health experience. He once hosted a show on YouTube called Erection Connection. But don't worry, Dr. Christine wants everybody to know if you do contract the hantavirus, your penis will be huge, okay?
The World Health Organization has declared the Ebola-related hantavirus a global health emergency. The last major Ebola outbreak killed 11,000 people in West Africa in 2 years. The person leading America's response is a man whose primary professional credential is a penile implants and who hosted a YouTube channel called Erection Connection. This is not a joke about one bad appointment. This is a result of systematic decision beginning on day one of this administration to remove every qualified public health official from their post and replace them with the people whose loyalty to president is their primary qualification. The CDC lost 2,400 staff. The NHI lost its director. The FDA's leadership was replaced. The pandemic preparedness office that Obama built after Ebola was quietly defunded.
Thus Solomon finished the house of the Lord and the king's house, and all that came into Solomon's heart to make in the house of the Lord, and in his own house he prosperously effected.
Prosperously, yes. Perfect read, sir. No notes, sir. I honestly thought that was AI until he got to the word prosperously.
He said prosperously. That is what gave him away. President of the United States skipped an 8-hour Christian prayer rally held in his honor on the National Mall. He didn't attend. He sent a video of himself reading the Bible, and the only way Kimmel knew it was an AI generated was the word purposely. The stumble that proved a human being was behind it. Let's put this week together in one paragraph. Trump flew to China, got taken to a 600-year-old garden, was told he was the only special leader who gets to see it, came home with no deals, nothing, and he has been playing golf a lot lately, actually. He sent a video of himself as AI and tried to trick people with it. And I just want to be precise about something. None of this is incompetence in the traditional sense. Traditional incompetence is a person who's trying to do the right thing and failing. What we're watching is something different. It is a man who has correctly identified that a large portion of American public will interpret his confidence as competence, his contempt for norms as strength, and his shamelessness as authenticity. She understands this. That is why there was a garden. That is why there was a red carpet and women waving American flags. He knew him. Kimmel covered it all in 14 minutes with jokes, and he has been doing this for 23 years. He will keep doing it as long as they let him. The rest of us just have to keep watching and talk about it, refusing to look away. If that's why you're here, please subscribe, like the video, and please comment down below because I need your thoughts. Thank you so much.